2007 RXV450. My never-ending quest to be more like four-door, I picked up an RXV. Not really an off-road guy per se, but picked this up down in West Virginia. A word of wisdom to you guys: whenever you're buying something used, no matter what, there's always going to be stuff that pops up. Don't make it a big deal. The seller probably didn't even know about it, or it wasn't a big deal to them. Dude I bought this off of was super cool. I don't think he tried to deceive me at all on anything. He was really up forward about everything. There's a few things that I found, and they're not big deals. They really aren't. When I didn't want to idle. When I went to, I've played with this before, didn't want to idle. The idle adjustment screw down in here was totally backed out all the way, but it was jammed into the throttle body, so it would loosen, and it would eventually feel like it was tighten up. So it felt like it's still on the throttle body where it was supposed to be to adjust the butterfly, but it wasn't. So we'll fix that, and got an XV tuner cable. If you have one of these XV bikes, I've got 3 of them. They're all 07s. I'll give you an update on the SXV when I get back. I'll show you the 450 SXV I picked up too. It's a piece of crap, but yeah, everything I own is garbage. Yeah, so I fixed the idle adjustment screw, and then with the tuner cable, I found that the throttle body positions were all kind of jacked up. They weren't in the right range, and I don't know, the ECU, when I looked at it, it didn't show a serial number. The VIN for the bike too, there was like spaces were empty for some reason, but it did show the map, what map is in there. So that's cool. Purchased from the original owner. He got it at the dealership. According to I can't really see the case number, but according to the case number, it's supposed to have orange sealant. It's got black. That's the way it was when he got it. So I assume it was resealed by the dealer or by Aprilia. Hopefully it was. I guess we'll find out eventually whether it was or not. Yeah, so reset the throttle body, the positions, the min and max, fix that idle adjustment, and now it actually starts. It's the only one of these that I have that actually starts, which is always a positive. The dash is jacked up. You can see when it turns on, like it's all jibber jabber, garbage, googly gook, whatever. I know the low light fuel works. The low fuel light and the oil pressure, so that's basically all I need, and neutral's kind of nice. But I'll start it up here, crack it a little. I adjusted the throttle. This was like way loose, so now it starts and idles. I checked the idle with the XV tuner cable in that software because the tach doesn't work on that. But it's right just over 2,000, which is what you need to do to keep the decompressors from jacking everything up on the cam. But yeah, like, dude, everything with this bike, even the simplest stuff, difficult. It makes you gotta love these things to work on them, I guess, or get paid a lot of money. One or the other. But yeah, I'm just gonna jump on it. I'll go rip around my lame little track in the back and run up and down the road. I just want to get everything. I rode it once before and it ran like crap. That's when I noticed all the little issues. But so we'll see what it does now that I went and fixed the throttle position settings. And I want to get it warmed up so I can dump all the fluids out of it and change absolutely everything, because I want to make sure that I got like a base point to go from. Also, it's leaking pretty bad. It was leaking from here, I saw. It's leaking already. But there's a bunch of crap on the side cover there too, so that's got to get fixed. I have a gasket for that, and this came with another cover with probably a better O-ring on it, but I'll just change the O-ring so get to stop the oil leaks, because leaking oil isn't always a good thing. Supposedly it was leaking fuel too. I didn't see any. Well, I did on the main line from the tank to the throttle body, the first injector there, but after I fixed everything, I didn't see it anymore, and I still haven't yet. So when I get back, I'll have to make sure it's not leaking fuel out of there. That's the overflow. God, this thing is so tall. Oh, need my goggles. Oh, this thing is so tall. Or maybe it's just that I'm short. Where am I going? God damn, it's so overgrown back here. Maybe I need to loosen up the throttle cable a little bit. It's so touchy. pulls nice and hard. These knobbies are super weird. Oh, they're really weird. Brakes feel good. Just gonna rip it up and down the road here. Definitely feels different than the 550. It's like smoother, I guess, or I don't know how to explain it. It's the throttle is just so like snappy and stuff, but I don't know how this is going to be off-road. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm not used to a big bike at all. I should have brought something to check my speed. I'll run it back. Well, hauls ass, that's for sure. It's a lot smoother and I guess maybe a little bit more forgiving than the SXV. I only rode that one once. I'll update you guys on that in a second. But I don't know, I kind of like this. I would like this on the street. It feels really good. Maybe I can get used to this for off-road. Just like my feet don't even touch the ground, but I guess that doesn't matter. I'll get this thing in the garage and I'll get all the fluids drained. Check the oil level. All right, you can check these things. You got to check it when it's running. And of course it's dark in here. There's the tube. Shit. You got to check the oil on these things when it's running and warmed up. So, oh, there we go. It's actually not as bad. It's like above the minimum quite a bit. I thought it would be below that or not even be able to see it, but that's cool. Maybe it's not leaking as bad as I thought, but I'll see drips a little bit. There's no fuel coming out of the overflow, so that's good. Looks pretty good. When you shut these things off, you gotta do it right here. Otherwise, he'll shear off the keyway and the flywheel and it'll explode or something. I don't know. Everything about these things, I told you, there's some kind of quirk. The SXV, man. So I was trying to get it all ready to go down to Dayton a couple weekends ago. Put new tires on it. I stole these sliders from the 450. Changed all the fluids, everything. And of course it didn't want to start. Went through 2 more starters. We're on starter number 6 for this piece of shit. And then I finally got around to doing a compression check. The back was at 50, which is like at the lowest you want to see it, I guess. And the front was like 110, which is too much. So it's either a decompressor issue with the cam or the valve adjustment. Again, this thing's only got 3,000 miles on it. Nolan rebuild. Why would it need a valve adjustment? Why would the cam decompressor be stuck or screwing up? I don't know. But so now I gotta pull the engine out because you have to do that to check the valves. Because again, it's an Aprilia and every little thing, there's something with it. So that's where we're at with that. I don't even know if I'm gonna get to ride this year because I probably won't have time to dick with all that stuff. This is the 450. It had an engine that came from the factory with black case sealant, but apparently it was making noise, bad noises. So they took it out, pulled the head off, bought some gaskets and stuff, and then decided they weren't going to do anything with it. So now it's in my lap. Just to piss people off, I was thinking about throwing a Predator engine in it, but no, that was just a joke. I put that picture up on my IG. So yeah, so this thing, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with it. I'm basically using it. It helped when I was working on that one to see how the throttle bodies worked and where the adjustment screw was. So it's kind of nice just to have an extra bike laying around to steal parts off of. But I would like to do something with this. Probably end up selling that 450 SXV engine if somebody wants one. Probably end up selling that and putting some other engine in it. I don't know. Something that will actually be reliable. I don't know. Something that's gonna. I don't want to cut the frame. That's the thing, though. I understand that. I know. I'm into vintage Volkswagens. I understand the anal thing about keeping shit the way it's supposed to be and all that. Changing the engine is bad enough. I would never do that in a Volkswagen. Swapping it out anyhow to a different. No, that's not going to happen. That's just dumb. But on these things, I'll do it. But I don't want to cut the frame, and these frames are so narrow and stuff. So if anybody knows of an engine that fits without having to cut the frame, that would be awesome. Fill me in. Otherwise, I don't know. I probably won't do anything with it. I got plenty of other projects. But yeah, so that's the SXV update. Hopefully I get to take this one out before the end of the year with my brother. I'd love to do that. Probably will. I'll probably just run it the way it is and fix a filter leak, and that because I definitely want to run one of these freaking bikes by the end of the year. Got a little bit of money and all these things, and I haven't got to ride any of them really, other than this one. If you got anything out of this, give me a like. Hopefully I made you laugh. That's usually all I'm good for. So hopefully I have a video soon of this going off-road and dicking around down at Perry, which is a pretty awesome site. Coal mine reclamation kind of deal, so it's pretty sweet. Hopefully we'll see you out at the next group ride. Hopefully there's one before the end of the year. Winter's coming. Ohio sucks, so that means I'll probably be having more like how-to stuff coming out, more tech things, like how to do a number plate installation on my pumps, which I've changed actually. I've upgraded those, and how to install on those. Thump Star Supermoto conversion, the Helix engine and the Ruckus. Hopefully get all that stuff done this winter. Probably not, but maybe I will. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will hopefully see you on the next group ride. Take care.